Welcome back to BritKare Court, the box here on the home campus of West Texas A&M. It's the BritKare Lady Buff Classic Day 2, and we've already had 2 matches your way today. A great start to the day this morning when East Central defeated St. Mary's 3-2. Our last match saw Davenport take care of business 3-1 in a win over Adams State. And now there are a lot more people inside the box. A lot of those folks wearing maroon and white, wearing National Championship Lady Buff T-shirts, and it's West Texas A&M's turn to take the court for the first time today. They'll face St. Mary's University as the Rattlers bring in a 2-1 record, West Texas A&M 2-0. I'm Lucas Kinsey. Joining me is Corin Davis. Corin, great to have you back up here in the box, and your impressions just one day into the season, but you followed the box scores yesterday. You've kind of followed the Lady Buffs. Obviously, you know the program well. It's 2023, and Lady Buffs' mission to try to defend a national championship.
Absolutely. I think their circumstance is unique because they are #1 in the nation, and even though they're trying to kind of move on from that, they don't want to focus too much on it. They want to learn, but step into 2023. Everybody else remembers it, and it's at the forefront of their minds when they step on the court. They're coming out for vengeance, and I'm really excited because I think we're going to see a lot of gritty rallies, especially today. Not only are they playing each other in preseason, but St. Mary's and WT are in the same conference, and so there is that already instilled rivalry in this matchup.
For West Texas A&M, a lot of returning players, but some new faces that made an immediate impact yesterday. One of those was a player, she was on the team last year, but first chance for Carly Evitts to get out on the floor, and man, she did not disappoint at all yesterday. The 6'2 senior on this team. You know, she's a middle, but Corin, she was getting digs yesterday. She was serving incredible yesterday, an all-around outstanding player.
She has been a player that I've been excited to watch since I covered them back in November before they left for the regional championship tournament. She hit a 10-footer in practice, and I was there, and everybody kind of just, watched like it was normal, and I thought, oh my gosh, a 10-footer?
Did y'all see that?
Yeah, is anybody else going crazy right now? Because I am. So I've been really excited to watch her excel on the court this season.
On the other side for St. Mary's, we've seen them, and again, a 2-1 start. They were close, really close to being 3-0, but East Central was able to grab a win in 5 sets. St. Mary's is much improved this year. Their head coach, Laura Ulrich, last year a team that went 14-14, bowed out in the Lone Star Conference quarterfinals, but they brought back most of their pieces, added just a few new players. They're led by a couple of hitters, Alicia Verth and Landry Withers. Outstanding defense. I mean, it has been tremendous to watch their libero, Alyssa Kale, and also Callie Nims. We'll continue to talk about St. Mary's. We're going to have our national anthem, though, for you right now by our West Texas A&M Pep Band. Well, this is the kind of atmosphere you love to see on September 2nd, by the way. A packed house here at the box. The band with the national anthem, great job there. Lucas Kinsey alongside Corin Davis. So Corin, continuing to talk here just a little bit about St. Mary's. They were picked 6th in the Lone Star Conference preseason, but in talking with Coach Ulrich, talked to her this morning and said, hey, you guys looked really good yesterday. They were getting a lot of points off of just scrapping, like playing good defense and that kind of thing. So she said she wanted to see some offensive things cleaned up today. But they have a different swagger about them. They've got more confidence here in 2023, and so they're going to be a fun team to watch.
Absolutely. I think what's interesting about them is they are a very youthful team. They do have a lot of freshmen and sophomores, but there are a couple of sophomores on this team who played as freshmen and were very successful, so they have a little bit of experience. One of those players being sophomore Landry Withers, recorded 291 kills last season. And then, of course, you have Alicia Verth on the other side of that, who I feel we're going to have a lot of offensive production on the outside. And feeding them, Callie Nims. Nims reached a career milestone yesterday, surpassing 1,000 career assists, and she's on her way to etching her name into the Rattler record book, because I'm really excited about this.
You know, the cool thing about Nims also, she is a setter, but at times you forget that, and you look down and go, is she wearing a libero jersey? Because she plays defense incredibly, and so it's hard to get points against St. Mary's. Just ask East Central. Even in that win, I mean, they were earning every point. So it'll be interesting to see how West Texas A&M attacks them. Now, for the Lady Buffs, we talked a little bit about the newcomer, Carly Evans, but a lot of returners. I mean, this team won a national championship. They bring back the preseason Offensive Player of the Year in Tori Miller, her swan song, so to speak, her final year here with the Lady Buffs. Tatum Stowe, sophomore, who yesterday in the first match had 11 kills from the middle position. Cammie Jones is back, outside hitter, right side as well. Blair Moreland and Ainsley Malice, the two setters, are back. And then you've got experience with the libero and with the defense on the back row as well, with Briley Contreras and Emma Patterson. So they did lose a couple of seniors that were big producers in Abby Nash and Kayla Elliott. There's not much of a drop-off.
Absolutely not. You have Carly Evans, as we've been mentioning. You also have Bryn Wright on the outside, who stood out to me last week. Yes, transfer Division I player. She stood out to me at the Maroon and White scrimmage simply because she's so good out of system. She throws her feet to the ball. She's steady. You can tell she's comfortable in her role. And as you know, Lucas, a lot of the junk balls go to the outside hitter.
Yeah.
So you want somebody who can place the ball or execute that out of system. And she's one that I'm also excited to watch.
One more player to highlight for West Texas A&M, Emma Becker, the wrecker. We were kind of wowed with her last year in terms of her athleticism, just this raw player that was jumping all over the place. And here's the scary thing. She's jumping even higher this year, and she's connecting even better with the ball.
That's what I'm hearing through the grapevine, that her vertical has increased significantly. So we thought she soared last year.
Yeah.
Man, she's sky high this year. I'm excited to watch her. She adds just a different component and a different element on the right side, because the angle that the right side's hit at, it's difficult. Sometimes you've got to twist and contort your body to hit that line shot or hit that sharp cross-court shot. She's able to do it all.
So if you're St. Mary's, and obviously these are two conference opponents, it's not going to be a conference match in the standings, but here you are on September 2nd, and do you like this if you are head coach Laura Ulrich, your team getting tested right here at the box against WT, knowing you're going to see them down the road?
Yes, I do think so, because the purpose of preseason for, honestly, both teams is to figure out what works. We're going to see different looks. We're going to see different rotations. As a coach, you're trying to see who works well where, which setters connect with which hitters the best. And as a player, this is your time to work through all the nerves, to get confident in your role. So we're going to see a lot of, of these players establish a dynamic and piece together an identity that they'll carry with them throughout the season. So this will be a good marker for them to see what they need to work on, St. Mary's, to see what they need to work on when they meet up with WT in conference play.
Yesterday, the name of the game for West Texas A&M offensively was balance. In the first win, mentioned Tatum Stowe with 11 kills, Tori Miller double digits with 10, Emma Becker had 10, Carly Evans had 8, Bryn Wright got involved with 7. And so again, it's similar to what we talked about last year with the Lady Buffs. Defensively, you don't know where to go. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you game plan against that? And so that was the first match yesterday. In the second one against Adams State, 25-19, 25-19, and 25-18. The stats were not quite as gaudy, but Cammie Jones led the way with 8 kills, followed by Ebbets with 7 and 3 blocks. Tori Miller had 6, and again, there's Bryn Wright getting involved right off the bat. So you like to see that. And Corin, we say all this about the Lady Buffs. There are 2 players who are not playing right now with some minor injuries.
Yes, absolutely. Ashlyn Vineyard out with an ankle injury, and Angela Oliver's out with an ankle injury. 2 very pivotal players on this team. What's unique about WT is, and they've known to have depth. And if I'm a setter, if I'm Ainsley Malice, if I'm Blair Moreland, I'm having a heyday because there's not a weak person to go to in this offense.
Yep.
Like you mentioned, if I'm St. Mary's, who do I defend?
It's just go where the defense dictates and where the ball needs to be placed, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's got to be fun for a setter.
Hey, yeah, she doesn't. I mean, back row too. You think about that. Yep. You have Tori Miller in the back row. You have Bryn Wright in the back row who can hit that pipe shot, who, it serves as an outlet when things are getting crazy, your offense is chaotic, and you need to slow down the game so you can regroup.
Fans up on their feet, and St. Mary's set to take on West Texas A&M. Excited to have everyone joining us here for the broadcast on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network. Third match of the day. We still have 2 more after this one. West Texas A&M will play again tonight at 7 o'clock against Davenport. Serving first, Callie Nims for St. Mary's. We're underway.
Follow the game, one. Follow the game.
Nothing easy yet. Contreras with a good dig. Malice sets up right.
There you go, that back row attack. I'm telling you, that is huge in an offense to be able to have not 3 hitters, but 4 hitters.
Well, in that back row, a lot of times the back row, I mean, it's a hard smash, but give Wright credit there. She adjusted and went a little tip.
Absolutely. That's where you can get those defensive players back on their heels and drop it right in the middle.
Good serve by Tori Miller. And that was out of system a little bit there as Alicia Verth taking her approach. Just not much she could do with that ball.
Yes, she had the right idea going high with it, because in that situation, sometimes you want to get a finger on it, you want to get a hand on it. She had the right idea.
Try the right side this time, and again, nothing clean. Rattlers are able to just get it over. Free ball. Chance for WT. They go outside. Bryn Wright. Can't connect there. Contreras to Becker. And she starts off strong, just like she did yesterday.
The Eagle. That's what we should start calling her.
Yeah.
She's soaring. It's a fantastic shot off the hands.
So great start for West Texas A&M. Grabbing this quick lead over St. Mary's. Staying out of the net. Good job by Nims. Again, swing out. Was it touched? Point. Lady Buffs were in the net, so a point for St. Mary's, and they needed that one. It's 1 serving 3.
I have to talk about Tori Miller's serve for a second.
Okay.
If you guys noticed, she served it right into the traffic, right into the congestion. And that's a very good strategy to have because it throws your offense off.
Stowe swings straight down. Doesn't get it the first time. The overpass. Second time it worked. You talked about the traffic, Tori, on the serve. Was it similar to the traffic on the way over to the box? You said there was some traffic, right? It's like we were in Dallas or something.
Yes, luckily this kind of traffic on the volleyball court isn't standstill.
Okay. We get impatient out here in the Texas Panhandle. We don't have traffic very often.
We do. We off-road. That's how we get to where we need to be.
At the net, they play on. Becker just puts it over. Okay.
Hey, we'll take a free ball kill. If we're WT, we'll take a free ball kill. You know, that is, if you're a back row player for St. Mary's, that's where you really got to hone in on that communication. Those free balls, as easy as they can be to defend, they're also some of the hardest to defend.
Carly Ebbets takes advantage. And I'm telling you, I've seen St. Mary's several times already this weekend. Defensively, they have not looked like this. They're out of sorts right now, and obviously you give Lady Buffs a lot of credit for that, but their serve receive has been very strong this weekend, and right now they're struggling.
And it could be the mental side of things. I mean, you're facing the #1 team in the nation, and that could be for you or that could be against you.
Pancake dig. Nice job by Nims.
There's that defense you were talking about.
Oh, Bryn Wright.
Woo! Wow. That was a great shot down the line. She had it wide open.
This is a good timeout here for St. Mary's. Coach Laura Ulrich going to calm her team down. A slow start. Lady Buffs on top 7-1 here in the first set. Take a timeout. Come back with more volleyball action from the box after these messages.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Briley Contreras serves. Lady Buffs lead 7-1, start of set number 1. And that ball is out. Hits the line judge. Corin, quick story, the line judge down there was talking to me yesterday in the hospitality room, and he says, I've got new glasses this year. I said, you do? And he said, yes. You want to know why I have new glasses? Because Tori Miller broke mine last year.
My gosh, you've got to be on the lookout. You can never get caught off guard when you are at a volleyball game. It doesn't matter where you're sitting, honestly. Those balls will fly. They will find you. And they've found me a couple times, too.
They set up Becker. Nice dig over there by Nims. Seeing Nims and Kale do a good job defensively for St. Mary's. Right now, you know, the Rattlers are just out of sorts offensively. They're settling in defensively, getting some balls up. But offensively, they're missing on some swings.
Yes, Verth hitting it out a couple times. She's being aggressive, and you have to acknowledge that. She's aggressive, and at some point when you go for those high hands, you're going to catch them. So, you know, I encourage her to keep going for those high hands.
Well, I think if you're going to knock off the Lady Buffs, you got to do it being aggressive. I mean, obviously under control, but...
And props to her for not tipping and not getting cute with it, because I think it's so easy to get scared and intimidated when you've hit it out or you've been blocked. She's still swinging, and that's what you are going to have to do against WT. They're not going to back down, so you can't either.
Dallas Star Johnson does a good job at the net and gets a kill there.
She's another one of those youthful players that had a fantastic season last year.
Jump set. Oh, watch out. But St. Mary's pushes it back over. Bryn Wright off the hands, gets the kill. I was watching Evitz go high in the air there, smash that ball, but I'm telling you, St. Mary's, they'll make you earn every point.
Hey, that was a great dig.
It was.
Fantastic dig. They need to build on that. They need to figure out a way to build on that.
Serve goes into the net from Blair Moreland. And a point back to St. Mary's. 4 serves, 10. And we'll see coming on here one of the young players, Haley Wilk, a freshman setter, 6 foot tall, good height for her, from Salado, Texas. Nice serve. And trying to stay out of the net and make something out of nothing there. It's an attack error. And the point goes back to St. Mary's.
Yes, that was a great serve by Haley Wilk. That's what you're going to have to do here. You're going to have to break WT down, especially in serve receive. She was going for it there. She was really aggressive. I see a consistent error with St. Mary's, hitting it out, being aggressive. That's part of preseason. You're working through things. You're trying to figure out what works for you. What shots can I take? What shots should I not take?
Nice pass. Wilk trying to go outside to Lorene Robinson. It's a double touch there. So, again, this is a tough assignment here for St. Mary's. And I think right now if Coach Ulrich could just get everyone to take a deep breath now. They're just Calm yourself down and just compete. Staying out of the net, but that's an ace for West Texas A&M.
Fantastic serve. Yes, if I'm St. Mary's, I'm coming into that huddle and I'm saying, guys, let's not make this moment bigger than it needs to be. We know our game. We know what we've been working towards the past few weeks to get to this point. And you also have to be very open-minded when you're in preseason,
right? Because
it's very raw. You don't know, you don't know what to expect in certain situations. You've got coach throwing in different rotations, so it's hard to find a consistent. You're not in sync. You're not in sync.
Lady Buffs try the right side, and it works. Give that to Cammie.
Great job up the middle, finding that hole. Like I've said, it's a very tough shot because her body wasn't completely around the ball. She had to kind of maneuver her arm to be able to get around it. Fantastic shot.
Lady Buffs serving really well. I mean, they've just got St. Mary's out of system here. Miller tries one, but it's popped up by Kale. Back row attack. Good swing. Stowe, nice. And she does that. Sometimes she swipes the ball, and at first you think that's going out, but it finds a corner in the back.
Those are those hits where I know it doesn't fully contact with her hand, with her palm, but that's part of being a middle. Sometimes you get those dinks, you get those hits where you're looking around at everybody going, I don't know how I did that, but it's a score. It's a kill every time.
Quick timeout from St. Mary's. Let's stay here. Our score 15-6, West Texas A&M on top, and a recap of what happened earlier today in the first match. It was East Central University getting the first win in first-year head coach Danielle Essex start with the program. They defeat St. Mary's 3-2. Follow that up with Davenport taking down Adams State 3-1. Davenport with some momentum. They swept East Central yesterday, and then they get the win today. So they're 2-1. They'll face West Texas A&M tonight at 7 o'clock. And right now St. Mary's huddled up. Coach Ulrich giving some instructions. What else is she probably talking to her team about right now? Corners, they trail by 9, and you look at the numbers, and they're not great right now offensively.
Absolutely. I think the biggest message, the overall message, is to stay calm. But I think she's nitpicking that offense a little bit. I think she's telling them we don't need to have so many unforced errors.
Yeah.
A lot of their mistakes are on them. They need to regroup. They need to come together. They're still in this. I mean, we're only in set 1. So they need to build on the little bit of momentum that they get and go from there.
Well, they've scored 6 points, but they have only 1 kill.
That was a fantastic cross-court shot, and that's part of knowing your back row and knowing where the middle hitter is, who doesn't typically play defense. So it was a really smart shot.
That's Brianna Morris-Worth, who has had a great tournament this weekend. She's on the front row along with Laureen Robinson and also one of the talented blockers, Josie Disponette. Tori Miller, goodness gracious.
Wow. Those blockers were taking her line hard. She did a fantastic job of reading that, hitting that sharp cross-court angle, which is very hard to hit.
Second kill of the match for Tori, 2 for 4. Good serve over from Malice. The set from Contreras. Becker, that may have been going out.
It may have been going out, but she did a really great job of hitting high. And as a hitter, you would rather hit high than hit low and into the net. Another thing that WT has an advantage of is Briley Contreras is very good about taking that second ball when the setter's out or the setter can't get there. She places it perfectly so hitters don't have to do a whole lot of work.
Okay, Becker. Wow. Becker's on fire, and that's pretty cool. Tori Miller gets the assist. So power hitter to power hitter, and we talked about it last year. Becker seems to have a similar personality on the court as Tori does.
They both have a confidence. They both have a moxie, and they feed off of each other. And it's a dangerous duo. Very fun to watch. They're a force in the front row.
Like Maverick and Goose, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Speaking of confidence, Brianna Morris-Worth gets a strong kill again from the outside. Another point for the Rattlers. 8 serves 18. I think if you're St. Mary's, even if you're going to drop this first set, you want to see a little bit of fight, get a little bit more in system. Goodness.
Wow.
They're going to have to get somebody in Emma Becker's face because This looks like practice right now for Emma. 5 kills, 6 swings.
And if I'm that middle blocker, I'm cheating a little bit to the right side because I know that she's hit that cross-court shot multiple times. They've gone to her. They're going to continue to going. They're going to continue going to what works. And Emma Becker is what's working right now.
Stowe, tip. Good one-hand save from Morris Worth.
Yes, great off blocker defense.
Oh, whoops. That set went a little too high for Kelsey Carpenter, who's on the floor for the first time.
Another example of that, hitter-setter connection.
Yep.
It's still young. We're still early in the season, so you're going to see that from time to time.
She's originally from Midlothian, but a transfer from UT San Antonio.
She and Casey.
Did we make a trade?
They made a trade.
An off-season?
They did. They said, you know what, I'll move into your apartment. You'll move into my apartment. Okay. We can just switch.
Of course, Casey Shingler, longtime assistant coach. In fact, the assistant coach of the year last year for the national championship Lady Buffs. And he moved over to San Antonio.
I wish him all the best of luck. He's a fantastic coach. There's Emma Becker again with that cross-court shot. I mean,
should we wish good luck to the opposing teams against Emma Becker this year?
Just Emma Becker. The Eagle. I'm going to call her the Eagle.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
It's 20-10. Emma Becker is hitting .857 right now.
Unbelievable. As a sophomore, we have to add as a sophomore.
Service error gives the ball back to St. Mary's. 11 serves 20. Alyssa Kale to put it over. Good serve. Carpenter got that one. But the Rattlers stay with it. That block was in. Yes, it was.
How dynamic is she? We've got to talk about Emma Becker again. She can hit the ball. She can block the ball. She's unstoppable.
And, she was so good. We watched her all of last season. We knew how good she was as a freshman. I would say nationally she may be under the radar a little bit, but if she keeps playing, that's a service error there. If she keeps playing like this, Corin, I don't know. I mean, sky's the limit for her. All-conference, All-American, because eventually you're going to have to start game planning against her. Okay, now who are you going to leave open? Tori Miller, Tatum Stowe, Evitz.
That's why this team, this WT volleyball team, is lethal. And this has been a highly anticipated year because we've heard rumors all throughout the offseason that I think they may be even better this year than they were last year. I think they have a chance to defend the national title. And, I mean, when you have a bunch of your key components already starting to find a rhythm, it's looking up.
Piper Warren on the floor along with Ainsley Meisner. Good up from Kale. We're going to try the right side with Lorraine Robinson. Overpass, but Contreras got it up. And did they call a double? They did.
Looks like they did.
Mistake there by St. Mary's.
Those are those tiny errors. It's control what you can control, because in these games it is very emotional. Things are heightened. If you take care of, making sure you don't get into the net, making sure you don't double the ball, that determines sometimes a win and a loss.
Serve over from Reese Griffith, freshman from Weatherford. So a lot of players getting an opportunity here in this first set. Moreland sets it to Tori. A save from Kale. Oh, that one didn't make it back over, but Lady Buffs get the point. 23-13.
St. Mary's defense is hanging in there, and they have a lot of potential. You can see that.
There's just no transition offensively, though.
There isn't.
That one's hit out, and it is set point quickly. And this is one that just from the beginning kind of got away from a talented St. Mary's team. Here's the serve for West Texas A&M coming from Reese Griffith. Lorraine Robinson puts a good swing on it. Moreland stays out of the net. That'll be a lift and a point for St. Mary's.
If I'm St. Mary's going into this next set, I'm really focusing on being cleaner offensively and taking care of that first pass to make sure that they can set up not one, not two hitters, but three hitters and get a good offensive groove going.
Tori Miller will terminate that one and finish set number one. It was a perfect pass from Contreras, perfect set from Blair Moreland, and almost a perfect first set entirely there for West Texas A&M. They win 25-14. We'll take a timeout to update the stats for you, and if you're St. Mary's, they got to wipe that one from their memory, and I guess as Ted Lasso says, I believe it's goldfish, right?
I'm loving
the memory of the goldfish.
I'm loving the movie quotes, the movie references. This is what I'm here for.
I'm glad you're here, Corin. We'll take a timeout, come back with more volleyball after these messages.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger's Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. One for you, one for him, and one for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. You know, for Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference.
WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
Oh, third down.
This is gonna be tough. I mean, that's a bag full of Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwiches with tangy buffalo sauce and creamy buttermilk ranch, melty Monterey Jack cheese, and 3 crunchy chicken strips. How long will you have to wait before you enjoy yours? Oh, about that long. Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich is back for a limited time. Just like you like it.
Welcome back to the box. As we get ready to start set number 2, we'll look at the stats. Lady Buffs win the first set easily, 25-14. And, Corin, this is, you know, for St. Mary's, you just have to hit the reset button and just start over and say, hey, we got to clean it up. None of the numbers are going to look good, other than you can say they did a good job with what is their strength right now, passing 12 digs, 15 for the Lady Buffs, but those offensive numbers are not going to cut it. 16-3 on the kills. The attack percentage way in favor of West Texas A&M, and they're spreading the ball out. The Lady Buffs are, as 6 different players collect a kill in set 1.
Yes, if I'm St. Mary's, for one, I'm focusing on that block. They're going to go to Emma Becker. The hard part about this WT team is that when Emma Becker transitions out, you can't take a deep breath.
Sure.
Because they have another girl coming in who is going to attack the same exact way. But I'm focusing on that block. And then I'm focusing on keeping the ball in play if you have to. There you go, just like that. You've got to be smart, strategic. Place the ball right. We don't have to swing away every single time.
Yep.
We can be smart with it and still be able to execute the ball.
They got Josie Disponette started there, a kill for the middle. And that second ball, you know, very important for St. Mary's. I mean, you got to give your hitters a chance, and then the hitters obviously have to do a good job of getting the ball in like Tori Miller did there.
Yes, the block, I mean, at this point, the block is just going to have to stay disciplined. St. Mary's block. They're going to have to line up on that hitter's hand, press hard on their shoulders, squeeze their abs tight, because the Lady Buff volleyball team is swinging, and they're swinging hard.
Hands up in the face of Landry Withers, and so that her Shot does not get over. Ball back to Tori Miller, 2 serves, 1. It's the start of the football season today, and a quick score update. Buffs on the road to start the Josh Lynn era, and right now it's Western Colorado leading 14-0.
You said they're playing on a soccer field, right, Lucas?
They are. In fact, you can see the soccer goals there on the side. Hopefully it doesn't come down to penalty kicks. But right now it's 2 serving 2 here at the box. Much better start for St. Mary's. Alyssa Kale, that was close, but
great eye by Tori Miller. Some of those balls can be super hard to decipher because sometimes you want to throw your hands up and grab it, and then it ends up going past you. So she did a great job of analyzing that ball.
Pass off the mark, good save by the setter. They just have to flip it over. Lady Buffs with a chance, but the pass went over. That's an odd kill, I guess, right, for Bradley Contreras. It scored as an error.
You know, I would score it as a kill.
Let's
you don't
give it to
see
Briley.
those very often. I would give her the kill.
Briley probably knew what she was doing there.
Would we count that as a free ball kill?
Yeah. Nope. Becker and Evitz try to bring that ball back, but a good job by St. Mary's and a much better start here for the Rattlers.
Yes, they need to chip away offensively. They need to build on those little moments, those little points that you get.
Serve coming over here from Ashlyn Lennon. First time we see her. A chance for St. Mary's. Dallas Star Johnson, and that's what they want to see.
That was a great power through the block. I mean, WT has a wall for a block, and so she did a great job of pushing through that and finding those hands.
Tied at 4. Malice outside. Bryn Wright. Souvenir.
She's one that you can tell is so steady.
She's very polished.
Yes, she's poised in her position, and it doesn't matter what ball she gets. She's able to throw her feet around. She reminds me a lot of Tori Miller. Now, not as much hype, not as much energy, but she's very poised.
Lorene Robinson tools the block and scores the kill there for St. Mary's. Yeah, Bryn Wright, in control. I mean, she doesn't make many mistakes. And as you said earlier, even when it's a ball that isn't placed perfectly, she's going to find a way to give it a good opportunity to score.
And that's a huge characteristic for an outside hitter to have.
Johnson goes high in the air and pounds that one. Contreras couldn't get to it, so Dallas Star Johnson, they get her going. She's got 3 kills now, and St. Mary's has its first lead.
So it looks like she's finding the holes in the block very well, which I feel St. Mary's wasn't doing in the first half.
Give and go to Bryn Wright.
Woo.
She's warming up. It's just like you said. I mean, that kind of the star of the first set was Emma Becker. Now they start set number 2, and here comes Bryn Wright.
And that's why WT is so hard to defend, is you have weapons on every side of the net.
Serve goes into the net. Error gives the point back to St. Mary's. And Dallas Star Johnson will serve.
This is St. Mary's first lead of the game.
Moreland tracks down the pass.
Wow.
What a shot from Tori.
And that's one of those gray areas that's so hard to defend, because is it that left back that takes that ball?
Yeah,
or
she
is
cuts
it
it inside the 10-foot line.
Yes. And that's what is so difficult about that shot. Fantastically put by Tori Miller.
Just out on that swipe shot attempt. So now going back and forth, and here's Carly Evitz to take the ball and serve, 6'2" senior from right here in Canyon, Texas. Bringing some fire from the right side was Lorene Robinson.
Yeah, very powerful shot down the line. Looked like she was going for heads on that one.
Yeah, Robinson is not a tipper. I mean, when she comes in, she is hitting hard. Contreras, look at the hustle.
Great save.
But St. Mary's has a chance here. They're going to go outside. Morris Worth That's one of those kills where I call it the photo shot. The photographer gets that picture. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that was honestly a picture-perfect setup for an offense, too. That's exactly how you want your offense to look, perfectly executed by St. Mary's.
Moreland tries Cammie Jones, and she's denied. Morris Worth with a block over on the right side. And some momentum. Corin, I promise, this is the team that I've seen this weekend. I mean, you watch them in the first set, and you're like, St. Mary's, they're struggling, but this is the team that they have looked like throughout the weekend.
Hey, I believe it. They're ranked number 6 in the Lone Star Conference, the highest they've been ranked in the preseason since they've been in the LSC. So I've been excited to watch them today.
Oh, wow. Tori Miller.
I mean, that ball had little space to get through, and she somehow found the window.
Okay, so from a technical standpoint, Corin, how do you, from the outside, how do you turn and hit that shot? Is it with the hands and the release, the follow through, like thumb? What are you doing?
It's really with your shoulder, your arm.
Okay.
Your arm, because sometimes you can be completely facing the down rough and cut that ball to the line. Okay. And Tori's very good about being deceiving when she's up there, and she looks like she's going cross court and she'll turn it down the line, or she looks like she's going down the line and she'll turn it cross court. That's what makes her such a powerful, dynamic hitter.
Crazy play here, back and forth. Patterson pops the ball up. We play on. And it ends in a block.
Wow. See, those are those gritty Lone Star Conference rallies that we're going to see a lot of this season. But, of course, it has to end with a Tori the Terminator Miller block.
Yep. She and Tatum Stowe get over there, and that's it's not only preseason defense and offensive player of the year tandem, as that's a service error. That's 2 All-Americans right there.
Right next to each other.
St. Mary's gets the point off the error, and this is one where the Rattlers need to stay in it because they've got a chance. They've got a chance to tie up this match.
Absolutely. And they need to maintain their momentum.
Malice goes to right side. Becker. Did that touch the floor? Or?
It looks like it did, but
we may see a challenge here. I don't know. That was close. I mean, Becker hit it straight down nearly, but it was a great effort on the back row by number 18, Isabella Wagner.
Absolutely. Their scrappy defense has been fun to watch.
They're giving Becker the kill, and for Emma, that's her 7th. She's 7 for 8, by the way.
Hitting .875. Fantastic stat.
Pushing that one through, give the kill to number 13, Kelly Swires. She's a freshman out of Austin, Round Rock High School.
You do have to give props to St. Mary's because they're not backing down despite the errors that they had in the first set. You still see them going for hands, trying to get that execution at the end of the play.
Good block touch against right. They go to the other side to Becker. She's blocked. So, and this is a big difference here in set number 2. In set number 1, nobody was getting in the face of the hitters. That has changed here for St. Mary's.
It looks like they've made an adjustment, and like I said, going into this set, the block was going to play a key role in their success in this set for the rest of the game. They know that WT has big hitters. Their defense is doing the best they can, but their block sometimes they've got to get a hand on it. They've got to be intimidating up there and let WT know, hey, I'm here. So you can't hit this way or you're going to get blocked.
Well, the serve is improving as well. They get WT a little bit out of system there, and that leads to a mistake and a point, and St. Mary's leads 14, serving 12. Malice.
Wow.
To Stowe. Nims tries to hustle over there. Into the stands she goes. It's going to be a point kill for Tatum Stowe. Point back to West Texas A&M. I said it earlier today when St. Mary's was playing East Central, and Alyssa Kale was going for a ball, and she went into her bench for a ball. But, I mean, these Rattlers, Corin, they'll go out to the parking lot if they have to.
And that's the kind of thing that you can't coach. And so when when you see a team who has heart and they have effort and you fine-tune those skills, you have a pretty dirty team here. You have a pretty dangerous team.
Ball hits the floor there. Give Becker her 8th kill and tie up the set 14-14. Good start here for St. Mary's. Johnson denied there. Good up from Contreras. Somebody in the net.
Somebody was in the net. Those are those moments, those plays that, you know, you can't afford to be in the net. You can't afford to have a double, and so they need to work through those things now. So come time Lone Star Conference Championship or come very big conference matchup, you know, you don't make those same mistakes.
One of the very few hitting mistakes that Becker has made. She was trying to go line on that right side and missed it. Ties it up 15-15, and on to serve is number 3, Ashlyn Lennon. She's a senior out of Houston.
Yes, you could tell Becker was trying to find some hands on that ball.
That was a mistake there on the back row, trying to just pop that ball up, and no one was able to get to it. So it's a point for West Texas A&M off the error. 16 serves 15. Moreland, left-handed setter on to serve.
I have to talk about Ainsley Malice for a second. She did just rotate out, but man,
she looks good.
She's great job getting her feet to the ball, feeding the hitters perfectly to the point where they don't have to do a whole lot of work. And that's the kind of thing you want from your setter.
Strong swing on the outside from Withers. Tip kept alive by St. Mary's. Robinson will swing. Nobody's really in system, but someone's going to earn the point. Hustle from Contreras. Moreland outside to right. No touch, or was there a touch? There was.
Wow. Fantastic effort from Briley Contreras on that play. We've seen her fly all over the court today.
Coach Ulrich looking at the team, looking at the bench, reaching back for the green challenge card, and they are going to challenge this last call to see, I guess, a couple things you could look at. Was there a touch? Was somebody in the net?
It looks like somebody was in the net, or they called somebody was in the net, but I'm not 100% sure.
They gave the kill to Bryn Wright, gave the assist to Blair Moreland. If it stands, it's going to be WT with a 2-point lead at 17-15.
Did you bring your binoculars today?
We do have. There you go, Lauren. Take a first crack at it there.
The staple binoculars coming in clutch.
And, of course, with the challenge, that leads to the worm for the Lady Buffs on the first dance-off of 2023.
America's Got Talent. Dancers and volleyball players. They're a 2-in-1 package.
The worm, it's not my go-to dance for, and I think you could, especially getting a little older, I think you could hurt yourself.
Agreed. I'm more of a sprinkler kind of person.
That serve goes into the net. And so give a point back to St. Mary's. Right now, a crucial time in the set as St. Mary's has had as much as a 2-point lead. Coming back after dropping set number 125-14. Moreland. They go to the middle, and Cammie Jones with the kill.
That was a fantastic cut. Fantastic shot by Cammie Jones. You have to give it to St. Mary's, though. They are not backing down. They're not backing down. I mean, this is still a very tight ball game compared to set 1.
Emma Patterson serves it over for the Lady Buffs. Nice job. Blair Moreland keeps that ball up. Miller. That was unbelievable kill for Tori Miller, her 8th of the match.
We have to go back to Blair Moreland's defense, too. There are a lot of setters who don't like to play defense. They like to go set the ball, and they forget that they have a job to do before step 2. So when you find a setter who can do both, it's rare, and she's doing very good on the defensive end of things.
Point to St. Mary's. It should be 19-17, not 20-16. Pass off the mark. Contreras tries to save it. Miller, roll shot. Now the Rattlers have a chance with Robinson.
That powerful swing.
That's tough there. Dallas Star Johnson had to get a hand on it, but it needed to come back up in the air. Instead, it caromed off of her hand backwards. Nobody could pick it back up. 20 serves 17. Evitz. Robinson on the right side, slow down, good touch by Tori Miller. And Tatum Stowe.
There's that just over the block shot. With Tatum Stowe, she's known for her signature lethal kill.
Yeah.
That's where you'll get those defensive players back on their heels, and they won't have time to regroup to get that tip over the block.
Little run here by the Lady Buffs. That one's stuffed through. Good job there by Josie Disponette. If you're St. Mary's, you got to string together a couple of points here, though. Trailing by 3. And Callie Nims to serve. Nims with 6 assists, leading the team right now. Jones pushes it. Back it goes to Morris Worth. Okay, it was a point for St. Mary's.
Touch off of WT's block.
That's tough for the hitter. You know, if it's touched, you got to make sure you get out of the way and it doesn't hit you, right?
Mm-hmm. Those are those plays where they don't look pretty, but they get the job done.
Yep. Moreland jump set to Tori Miller. Nice job by Kale. And that was just good court awareness because Kale, she's going to touch anything that's close. I mean, she's not going to just let a ball drop. But as it's whizzing by her, 100 miles an hour, she just gets out of the way and says, nope, that ball's out.
Yeah, I think I would get out of the way if I were her too,
Good call.
even if the ball was in.
Good call. Right side.
Wow.
Oh! Okay, Cammie. Show them what you're working with, girl.
I mean, the right sides, the pin hitters. Wow. The pin hitters in general today have been dominating on the offensive side of the ball.
And she gets mobbed by her teammates over on the bench. You know, I talked about it yesterday. This team's so fun. Cammie Jones, if you talk about something you're going to remember from Cammie, it's her smile. She's always smiling.
Yes, she's one of my very good friends. She's always a light when she walks into the room. It's never a dull moment. You're always going to hear a joke. She's a good one to have on that leadership group, that core returning group, because she's going to help the underclassmen, those freshmen who don't really know how the program works yet. They're still trying to adjust. She's going to be one of those that is almost a motherly figure in a sense.
22-20 lead here for West Texas A&M in set number 2. Lady Buffs won the first set 25-14. Lucas Kinsey alongside Corin Davis, the Thunder Vision production crew. Kason Johnson, our producer for this match. And for West Texas A&M, again, a preseason, not only preseason number 1 ranking in the Lone Star Conference, but also nationally ranked number 1. And, you know, Corin, one of the most impressive things last year, that national championship run, there's so many things you can look at, but we cover the Lone Star Conference, and we're biased. We know how good this conference is. They went undefeated in Lone Star Conference play. They went undefeated, obviously, in the Lone Star Conference tournament. They didn't lose to anybody, and there's some good teams in the conference. A&M International, Dallas Baptist, Angelo State.
Absolutely. They're going on a 28-game winning streak right now.
Yeah.
It's almost, last season was a magical season, and as much as they want to move on from that, you can kind of see it's carrying over into this year.
Big point there for St. Mary's. They only trail by 1. Malice goes outside to Tori.
Wow.
Through the hands. Just power.
Those are those plays where you look at your blocker next to you and you go, what do we do about that?
Yeah. A timeout. Another one will be taken here by the Rattlers. We'll take one as well. Lady Buffs on top 23-21, trying to grab a 2-0 lead in the match. We're back after this.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. One for you, one for him, and one for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. You know, for Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference.
WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
You're the West Texas A&M Pep Band. Just to our right from up here at the box. It's 23 serving 21, Tori Miller. Will float over. Nims, give and go, back to Withers. And Lady Buffs are in the net. Was that Stowe?
Looked like either Stowe or Becker. I couldn't really tell. But it was a great shot from Withers.
It was. She got way up in the air there. 22 serves 23. I was talking to Coach Ulrich before their first match today, and I said, what do opposing teams think about this court? I mean, because we feel like it's very special. She said that we love it. I mean, just so much easier on the body.
Absolutely. The court's great. Sometimes people run away from the heat.
Yes.
They can't quite get acclimated to that, and I feel that is an advantage for Lady Buff Volleyball because they're used to it. They know, what it's like. Their bodies are... they can take the heat, whereas some other teams are kind of looking at each other. Their faces are tomato red. They're like, I don't know if I can handle this.
Set point, Dallas Star Johnson. Oh, look at the joust. Carly Evitz at the net. Mano y mano, Dallas Star Johnson and Carly Evitz, and that battle goes to Evitz.
Evitz is a huge player in this offense because they lost Kayla Elliott last year, who...
we miss Kayla.
We do miss Kayla. She had a very strong block. She had a very strong personality. People knew when she was on the court, and so Carly Evitz is really taking over that role, and there's not a hole in that offense in the middle.
Lady Buffs win set number 2, 25-22. We'll take a timeout, come back and get you started with set number 3 here from the box in Canyon, Texas.
This is gonna be tough. I mean, that's a bag full of Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwiches with tangy buffalo sauce and creamy buttermilk ranch, melty Monterey Jack cheese, and 3 crunchy chicken strips. How long will you have to wait before you enjoy yours? Oh, about that long. Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich is back for a limited time, just like you like it. This is gonna be tough. I mean, that's a bag full of Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwiches with tangy buffalo sauce and creamy buttermilk ranch, melty Monterey Jack cheese, and 3 crunchy chicken strips. How long will you have to wait before you enjoy yours? Oh, about that long. Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich is back for a limited time, just like you like it.
Welcome back to the box here in Canyon, Texas. Lady Buffs lead 2-0 over St. Mary's, and we update the stats. 25-14, 25-22. Corin, the numbers still very much in favor of West Texas A&M.
Absolutely. I will give props to St. Mary's. They did make a couple of adjustments offensively and a couple of adjustments on that block that really helped them stay in that second set.
Individual stats here. First for St. Mary's, Brianna Morris-Worth leads the way with 5 kills. And it's Dallas Star Johnson with 3. Here's what the Lady Buffs defense is doing, though. Alicia Verth does not have a kill. She's 0 for 5. Landry Withers, 2 for 14. And those are really talented hitters for St. Mary's, but they're just struggling against this Lady Buff attack defensively. Tori Miller has 9 kills. Emma Becker with 8. Bryn Wright has 7. Tatum Stowe has 4. In the assist department, Ainsley Malice with 13 to lead the way. And Diggs, Briley Contreras has 10.
You can tell that they scouted the St. Mary's team really well because they do have very strong outside hitters, and so that's primarily where setters are going to go. But their block has made it known that they're there, so they're forcing these hitters to hit some shots that maybe they're not used to, maybe they're not comfortable with, and it's causing them to error.
All right, good comeback there from St. Mary's after Tatum Stowe got the first kill. Rattlers get one back, tied up 1-1.
Yes, that was a great cross-court deep shot. Those shots where you're like, is it out? Is it in? Should I let it go? Great shot.
Isabella Wagner to serve here for St. Mary's.
She's been another key defensive player for the St. Mary's team.
Malice. Oh, thought the set was there. Bryn Wright, first time she's just been a little off. And Kendra Potts gives some instructions. The transfer from Rhode Island.
Yes, it looked like she was going for that super sharp shot that Tori hit just in front of the 10-foot line.
And there's Stowe at the net. That was Stowe versus Disponette.
What a joust. Freshman All-American right there. You know what I love about Tatum is she's one of those who can put together a quiet game and
still make a big impact.
And still make a huge impact. She's steady. She's consistent. She's reliable, which is huge for a middle.
Well, there's some experience there. Bryn Wright, go back a couple plays ago, misfired there on her kill attempt. She got that one. So whatever Kendra Potts told her, Bryn Wright fixed it.
You know what she told her?
Okay.
Go for it again.
Nice. Sometimes you just make it simple, right?
Absolutely.
Especially with a good athlete like Bryn Wright. St. Mary's gets a point back. Tied up 3-3.
That was a great pass.
Oh, good block from St. Mary's. Withers gets in the face of Emma Becker. It's not been easy to do today.
Absolutely. They both did a very good job at timing that block, pressing their shoulders, pressing their hands over the net.
Rattlers take the 4-3 lead. Kale puts it over. Good spot serve to Wright. Ebbets has to tip over Dallas Star Johnson. So now the Rattlers have an opportunity. Tip works. All right, you're starting to see some things come together here for St. Mary's.
Yes, that was a great adjustment.
Kale puts it over, getting hot from the service line. 5-3 lead for St. Mary's, and that did not go the way that Kendra Potts wanted it to go there.
It's like a miscommunication with the setters and the hitters.
Give credit to Coach Ulrich's St. Mary's Rattlers, dropping the first 2 sets, but in this third set, starting strong.
Yes, this is a promising mentality for the Rattlers.
Bump set from Kale to Withers. Now Contreras will put one up for Becker. One-hand beach dig. Look at Withers go down and pick that ball up. We're seeing some good defense here. St. Mary's, those are the kind of points I was telling you about, Corn, that I saw a lot of yesterday. Scrap, scrap, scrap. Just find a way, survive, get the point.
Absolutely, especially when things are chaotic. I do have to give props to both of the right side hitters because they both had to, in that play, move their body and adjust to the set.
timeout taken by Kendra Potts. And to give you an update, West Texas A&M Buffaloes on the road today. The football team starting in Gunnison, Colorado. And they trail right now in the second quarter, almost halftime. They just kicked a field goal. It's 14-6, so they've kicked a couple of field goals. Fitting that they're kicking field goals today, Corin, because they're playing on a soccer field in western Colorado. The Mountaineers, they were supposed to have their new football stadium done, and that didn't happen. And so you adjust and you play still beautiful scenery there in Gunnison, Colorado. But I don't know if they were able to get any tips from Butch Lawfer before the football team left in case they had to pull out any soccer tricks today.
You know, I hope they had at least one film session with Coach Lawfer. But all the same, it's still football.
Yes. Nice call. Right now we're playing volleyball, and St. Mary's and West Texas A&M with an early Lone Star Conference showdown, so to speak.
Yes, we're seeing as the game progresses, it's getting more and more competitive. St. Mary's is kind of figuring out a groove, kind of figuring out where they need to go, making the adjustments along the way.
See if the Lady Buffs can adjust out of the timeout. That worked pretty well.
Emma Becker out of the middle on that play.
Lady Buffs, after they conclude this weekend's tournament, they will head to Colorado. And, man, look at that. September 8th next week. Showdown with MSU Denver.
That's going to be a huge game. There has been an ongoing rivalry between those two teams. So I'm looking forward to see that showdown.
Are you ready?
Last 2 years in a row, they've met up at the regional tournament.
One ready?
Yes, it's going to be a very, very good game.
Serving over is Ashlyn Lennon.
That's a great serve.
It was. I'm telling you, St. Mary's has a lot of momentum right now, and it's the first time in this match today where WT looks out of sorts.
And that's where it starts. It starts in serve-receive. So if you can pick away at WT's serve-receive, it'll mess with their entire offense.
Nice adjustment in midair from Carly Ebbets to score that kill.
It's another one of those middle bloopers that sometimes you kind of look around and you say, I don't know how I did that.
Right. Well, I can tell you the athleticism helped out, that's for sure.
Sure did. I just wonder where it hit her hand.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not your palm. Sometimes it's your fingertips or your elbow.
4 touch there as that ball hit the tape on the attempt from St. Mary's. So back-to-back points for West Texas A&M. They've trimmed the lead back to 3, 6 serving 9. Front row right now of Tori Miller, Carly Ebbets, and Cammie Jones. Good pass. Give and go. Okay, there's Landry Withers. That one went about 4 rows up.
She's one of those where you can't tell she's younger. You can't tell her that she's an underclassman. She carries herself so well. She has so much power behind that ball. And she is smart. You can tell she's finally found a rhythm.
Good save by Alyssa Kale.
Is that Robinson's first tip of the day?
Yeah, that's right. I told you she doesn't like to tip. Well, Tori Miller found an opening.
It's that shot that's so hard to defend.
Goodness. I mean, those shots in volleyball, to me, Corin, that's like in basketball, that weird angle on the side that somebody shoots it in off the backboard, and you're like, did you really mean to do that?
I will say, some hitters, they don't mean to do it, but Tori Miller is so skilled.
Yeah.
She's so dynamic. She meant to do it.
Okay. Right side, Robinson.
Wow.
Yeah, a kill for Lorene Robinson, one of the most powerful hitters that we've seen this weekend.
Yes, she brings a huge element to the Rattlers' offense here, swinging away.
It's a good thing for Coach Ulrich is her hitters are all a little bit different.
It's harder for a team to scout that.
Contreras trying to give Tori something to work with. Oh, wow, miscommunication there on the back row. That's one that Tori scores, but probably shouldn't have.
Right. It definitely is. Those miscommunications, it can be hard, especially for a 6 rotation player like Landry Withers, because you're having to focus on all elements of the game. 3 phases. You've got passing, you've got blocking, and you've got hitting.
Stowe, how did that ball get back up? What a dig from Kale.
The hammer.
Cut shot. Tori Miller's in the zone right now, folks.
Is that 3 times in a row she's nailed that shot?
It's the degree of difficulty on it is hard to explain.
If I'm not,
you've played. I've never played before. But I'm telling you that. That's hard.
It is. And if I'm that left back, I'm planting my foot almost on that 10-foot line, squaring my body up to Tori.
Double touch. Kendra Potts questioning something here. We talk about Tori Miller being a competitor. Her head coach is a competitor as well. Right, Corin?
Absolutely she is. Sometimes she would play with us in practice. I'm not sure if she still does that. But she'd get in there and set some balls.
Yep, all-time assist leader at West Texas A&M right there.
Absolutely, and it's like she never left. I mean, her balls are almost perfect.
11 serves 12. St. Mary's still with the lead here in set number 3. Overpass. Nice pickup from Nims. Out of system, though, and that one a little wild. That's tough for Morris Worth. I mean, her angle, she's almost out of bounds where she had to hit it from.
Absolutely. That's the unfortunate part about being an outside hitter is you're going to get those out-of-system balls. And you're going to have to force your body, force your feet to get behind it so you can make that play.
We'll take a quick timeout. We're tied 12-all here in set number 3. Lady Buffs trying to complete a sweep. St. Mary's battling tough, though. We're back after this.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Welcome back to Canyon, Texas, the box site of the BritKare Lady Buff Classic Day 2. And good match going on right now. Lucas Kinsey alongside Corin Davis. 12-12, our score in set number 3. And Corin, one thing we were looking at in the break, I mentioned this yesterday before the Lady Buffs played their first match. Tori Miller currently sits in 5th place on the all-time kills list, career-wise, 1593 coming into the season. And today, already 13 kills. That was a good kill for St. Mary's. But the names that are above Tori, it's pretty incredible. Laura Princeton, All-American. Shannon Stroud, All-American. Sarah Butler, All-American Player of the Year. And then at the top, Carol Pereira there with 2,025. So the number that Tori needs to break the record going in to the season was 432. And the interesting thing was, I told the story a few times, but in the spring, saw Tori, I think it was in April, and I started bringing that up. I said, Tori, you know you have a chance to break a pretty special record. And she rattled off the exact number. She knew exactly how many kills she needed.
You know, that doesn't surprise me about her. She's very competitive. She's one of those who has already obviously etched her name into some record books here at WT. She's going to leave a legacy here, and I feel like she's made a huge impact on this program, not only on the court, but from a leadership standpoint. She's very involved in the community. She cares deeply for her teammates, and that you can see it. It just resonates on the court.
Emma Becker tools the block and gets a kill and ties the set up 14-14. Yeah, I think with Tori, she's the type of competitor that I think if you're playing Monopoly, she wants to just destroy you.
I think we had a trivia night a few years ago, and I mean, she was winning that. I mean, it got very competitive. So it doesn't surprise me that she knew that stat. She's been a very fun player to watch, and I am going to miss seeing her in the maroon and white next season.
St. Mary's battling and winning that point. I'm going to go back to Callie Nims. She had a great play staying out of the net, keeping the ball up, just letting her team survive. And after they survive, they get the point. They lead 15-14.
Those are those moments where as a setter you have to have some finesse so that you don't get into the net, but you can still set up a good ball for your hitter.
Run the slide with Evitz. Good pickup from Wagner on the back row there.
Wow.
I think the ball was out on Cami Jones's attempt. Good try there, but point goes to St. Mary's. How big would it be, Corin, for the Rattlers to grab one set? Just grab one right now and avoid the sweep.
You know, I think it's very hopeful, especially early on in the season. It proves that they can hang with this WT team, even though they are number 1 in the nation. And the Rattlers have really proven themselves as the game has gone on.
Here's a good opportunity for St. Mary's. Withers destroys that ball.
She's one that's really stepped into her role this game. Great job of finding that hole. She had a really quick arm swing, good top spin, good power behind that ball.
Teen serving 17.
Stay up one. Go back live.
And service ace. Big point there. They get back-to-back, and it's 16 serving 17.
A great serve by Emma Patterson. I'll tell you, her serves are some of the hardest because they float.
Okay.
You think they're going right of your body, and then they turn last minute and go left, and your platform doesn't have time to get under it.
Oh, goodness. Alyssa Kale has been so good this entire tournament. She had no chance there to touch that ball.
She took it like a champ.
Yes, she did.
I would have said doctor.
Oh, Carly Evitz crushed it. 17-17. Rattlers have got to get back in system. And that's a block that lands in. Incredible defense by WT.
Carly Evitz has really proven herself on that block, too.
West Texas A&M has erased the 3-point deficit. They've scored 4 straight. Timing off again. Robinson swings, blocked, denied again at the net. Johnson gets one through, and it's saved by Cami Jones. Very close, but Tori just missed. And I'll tell you, St. Mary's takes a big, deep breath there and says, well, but they needed that point.
They absolutely did. I kind of want to talk about the play with number 3, Aislinn Lennon. She went back to the outside hitter multiple times. If I were her, I'd swing the momentum the other way. You could potentially catch WT's middle blocker in a bind and find a hole somewhere in there.
That's a tough one there for the setter. Number 3, Aislinn Lennon, just could not avoid the mistake after that first ball. Just came too close to the net, so WT gets the point. Evitz back to serve 19-18, West Texas A&M.
Wow, she is a nasty serve.
You know, Dallas Star Johnson, she's a high riser. She wanted to tip there against Tatum Stowe, but just did not get enough loft on that ball.
Tatum Stowe, her wingspan is massive, so when you're tipping or when you're trying to get cute with it and she's up there, not much is going to get past her. Service
error. And back to St. Mary's, 19 serving 20. Dallas Star Johnson puts the ball over. A save from Contreras. Cami Jones is blocked. Point St. Mary's. So Rattlers come back and tie it up 20-all.
Yeah, this is honestly the Rattlers have them right where they want to be. They've established a block at this point. They've seen where the holes are in WT's serve-receive.
Go outside to Tori. Nice job slowing her down at the net with Robinson and company. And a misfire there from the Rattlers gives the Lady Buffs the point.
Those are those moments where on offense you have to be crisp. You have to be clean. You can't afford to hit the ball into the net.
She trying to go a cut shot?
It looked like it. Looked like she was trying to go that cut shot and hope maybe a finger would touch it. Because at this point in the game, at the college level, you just want to be able to hit high hands and find a touch on the ball to get a kill.
There's Tori Miller's 14th kill, and her percentage is outstanding, over 500 here in the match for Tori Miller. A timeout taken by St. Mary's. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. Lady Buffs leading 22-20, trying to complete the sweep here at the box.
Went for a onside kick, landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Optimum Internet has next level speed. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $35 a month. How fast is that? Fast enough to stream on multiple devices with 99.9% network reliability and equipment included. Or go even faster and get a $200 prepaid card. Get 300 meg internet for $35 a month with Optimum Mobile for as low as $15 a month. Call 866-9-OPTIMUM, go to Optimum.com, or visit a store today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Welcome back to the box. There's Ainsley Malice to serve it over for the Lady Buffs, and it drifts out. Good eyes on the back row. Point for St. Mary's. Again, the Rattlers trying to extend this match, Corin. It's 25-14, 25-22, the first two sets in favor of West Texas A&M.
Yes, it's getting down to the wire here in this very intense matchup that it's become to be.
Nice job defensively. Lady Buffs were in system, but slowed down by the Rattlers. St. Mary's wanted a touch. Didn't get it. We're going to have a challenge?
Looks like it.
Okay, why not if you're Coach Ulrich?
Might as well this late in the game.
Yeah, because it's a crucial point. If it stands, Lady Buffs lead by 2. If it's overturned, it's tied.
It doesn't seem like they have the screen to watch it on this year.
We've got the binoculars. We just need to ask them down at the scores table if they can turn that iPad around for us, right?
Absolutely.
I apologize. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty on the cameras. We're trying to get that fixed. 23-21 is the score if the point stands in favor of West Texas A&M. And, you know, Corin, it's September 2nd, but this has the feel of a conference match in November.
Absolutely.
Besides the weather.
Besides the weather. I wish it were a few degrees cooler, but it's coming, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yes, you know, I think that's what WT is going to see all season long. Being ranked #1 in the nation, reigning national champs, they do have a target on their backs. And people aren't going to look at this game as just another game in their schedule.
Yeah.
They're going to circle that date on their calendar, and they're going to come out here with a different mindset, with a different momentum. And
you feel like Coach Potts, her message this year, you mentioned that you have a target on your back. Embrace the target. Like,
absolutely.
Bring it on. I mean, hey, we know that's coming. I mean, not to be overconfident, but just to say we know we have to be on our game.
Absolutely. In the press conference earlier this week, she said, if we're going to be a target, we're going to be a moving target.
Okay.
We're going to grow. We're going to develop. We're going to use last year as a blueprint for this year, but we're not going to revel in the success. We're stepping into the 2023 season. In fact, she also said this isn't 2022 anymore. It's 2023, and we have things to prove to people. And being the #1 team in the nation, you do have a lot to lose.
Point stays with West Texas A&M. Ball in the hands of Tori Miller. Good pass in system. St. Mary's, can they take advantage? Yes, they do. Nice kill from the outside with Kelly Swires.
Yeah, she did a great job of finding that hole. Quick arm swing. Had a little bit of topspin on it. That seems to have been working well for St. Mary's throughout this match.
Sophomore from Texas City, Isabella Wagner serves it over. Becker off the hands, gets her 12th kill. She's in double figures to join Tori Miller, and now it is set point, match point here for West Texas A&M. A good server back there too in Briley Contreras. Watch out.
She's another one of those that will get you with that float serve.
Rattlers on their toes here. Right side, and it's pushed through. You know, with St. Mary's, if they get that first pass right where the setter needs it, I mean, it's usually pretty good for them. They get a good swing, a good offensive attack.
And that's probably a point that they're making now. So further into the season, they're more crisp, they're more fine-tuned where that's concerned.
What a serve from Alyssa Kale. I mean, with so much pressure on the line right there, if she messes up, I mean, the match is over. She doesn't mess up. She gets an ace and ties it 24-all.
Yeah, no pressure at all. This is building character, though. This early in the season, tight matches. I mean, this is where you build the character that'll sustain through the season and into the postseason.
This environment you cannot replicate in practice. This is why you want to play these matches early in the season.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't have a band yelling in your ear during practice.
Great attempt to try to save that ball. Our band is confused. Hey, it's early for everyone. The band started to play the fight song as if the match was over. We got to win by 2, fellas. All right, here we go. Let's try it again.
They're learning, yeah.
They're excited.
They're so excited. And I think one time when I was playing, they got a yellow card, if I'm not mistaken.
And see, that's why you didn't strike up the band yet, because St. Mary's scores the point off a big kill on that right side, and it's 25-25.
Yeah, hopefully they didn't jinx anything. It's okay. I think some of them were giving us the eye.
It's preseason. It's a learning experience. Here we go. Take a deep breath, everybody.
Everybody. That means everybody.
Moreland.
Wow.
To Evitz,
My
who
gosh.
just powers it through. Some muscle from Carly Evitz.
Another one of those middle shots, finding the hands. Great connections here.
Fans stomping their feet. It is match point. 26 serving 25. Bren Wright. Ooh, dangerous play. Dangerous play. Evitz tried to end it. Pop back up. And what a swing. Alicia Verth, that is her first kill of the match.
She's finding some momentum at the right time in this match.
That's a competitor right there, Corin. I mean, and I'm not being disrespectful at all, but that she has been great this weekend. Has just not been able to get it going today, but that's the biggest point of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's part of the game. That's part of college athletics in general. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Somebody's angry now. Tori Miller.
She's like, guys, can we end this game? I have things to do.
Well, she's got another match tonight is what she's got against Davenport at 7 o'clock. Carly Evitz, again, 27 serving 26. The Rattlers will not go away easily. A tip? No. So a chance here. Miller, can she end it? No. Good. Well, they will be ended because of a net violation. You hate to see it in that way, but St. Mary's is in the net. And it's going to give the Lady Buffs the point, 28-26. What a match, though, Corin. And even in a sweep, we came away very impressed with St. Mary's, but also very impressed with the Lady Buffs.
Absolutely. You know what's been cool over the past weekend as it's transpired? You've seen on the Lady Buff leaderboard different names. It hasn't been, except for Tori Miller, except for Emma Becker, you've seen a bunch of different names up there, and that's very promising for their offense. For St. Mary's, they hung in there. They saw what they were capable of. They saw what they needed to work on, and they proved that they can make those in-game adjustments, like on the block or the defense or on the offensive side of things. And that's a very, very critical thing to have that I know they can build on as the season progresses and as they face WT again in the conference.
Yeah, I felt like we saw a really good match. Two teams that we may see, late in the season again in the LSC tournament, making deep runs. So great job all the way around. Some quick stats before we get out of here. For St. Mary's, first in the loss. Good balance, just not the numbers that they wanted offensively. The numbers defensively were very good. I mean, they had a total of 36 digs as a team. Offensively led by Landry Withers, 7 kills on 22 attacks. Brianna Morris-Worth, 6 kills. Kelly Swires, 6 of 8. That was a bright spot there. She hit 750 off the bench there. Dallas Star Johnson, 4 kills. Lorene Robinson had 3. Josie Dispinet, a couple of kills to go with 2 blocks. Again, Alicia Verth, that was a big story. I mean, she's a talented player, and for her team to be successful, she's going to have to score more. Did get a clutch kill at the end, though. So she finishes with 1 kill. Assist-wise, 17 for Callie Mims to go with her 6 digs. Alyssa Kale, again, a tremendous defensive player, 12 digs, leading her team in that department. Now, for West Texas A&M, I tell you what, if Tori has too many more matches like this, we will be announcing that there is a new player up at the top on the kills board for West Texas A&M. 16 kills for Tori. She hit 538, had 5 digs and a block. Emma Becker was incredible. She got the Lady Buffs started. 12 kills, hit 450. Bryn Wright in double figures, 10 kills, hit 364. Carly Ebbets produces 6 kills. Tatum Stowe with 5 kills and 4 blocks. Briley Contreras, 17 digs to go with 5 assists, and yes, 1 kill for Briley. A big one for Briley. Ainsley Malice, 23 assists, 8 digs. Blair Moreland, 17 assists and 5 digs. So for West Texas A&M, they get the win. They stay undefeated. They continue that match streak, move it up to 29. I believe the record is now 36-1 in the box over the last 3 years. Lots of good numbers. Corin, before we get out of here, your impressions for West Texas A&M in a sweep over St. Mary's.
They continue to impress. They haven't gotten complacent. They haven't gotten comfortable at number 1. They understand that people are going to be on their A game when they match up against WT across the net. And so you can tell that they're ready to go, and their offensive components are huge in every single rotation. There isn't a weak rotation there. And so I'm excited to see as this team continues to develop throughout the season.
All right, Corin, great job. Always appreciate having you on the broadcast, and look forward to more broadcasts with you as the season goes on. West Texas A&M will play again tonight at 7 o'clock against Davenport. Our next match will feature Adams State against East Central. That one's scheduled for 4:30 serve start, and that's about 45 minutes from right now. We appreciate